At last, it is here. Deadline day. Thank God. Because let's face it, this deadline, this transfer window, seems to have went on forever. Since before the cup final that was, and you've got to remember the cup final was in June this year. And everybody's been talking about transfers since then. Has the transfer window lived up to your expectation? Tell me in the comments. We have had some players brought in the last couple of days. We've got reinforcements to our defence. A player that's came in and, has played at the highest level, and he's going to help us out until January. With that being said, there is one player that will not be sold by Celtic today, and that is Matt O'Riley. There has been a bid put in from Matt O'Riley. You would have seen the video yesterday evening, that we turned down £10 million bid, and it doesn't matter what they come back with today. If they come back with another offer before the end of the window, he will not be sold. I'm understood that Celtic have no desires to sell Matt O'Riley. See him as an integral part to the team this season, and especially going into the Champions League. It'll be an interesting day for Celtic fans all around the world. They'll be looking to see Paulo Bernardo. He will be unveiled at Celtic at some point today, after Nat Phillips was last night. We're still looking to see Haksabanovic gladly out the door. I did say it was imperative. It was absolutely imperative after he made it known publicly even. Can you even say it today? That he didn't feel that he was wanted. Well, if you don't feel wanted, son, there's the door. The big one for me was obviously knocking back the 10 million from Matt O'Riley, and Celtic have reiterated that the player is not for sale, but Leeds will try and test their resolve. There's obviously an abundance of players that are still at Celtic that shouldn't be. James McCarthy comes to mind as one. Will they manage to get out the door today? Will Celtic manage to do something with their contracts? Ajeti is out the door. With 3 year, there's a lot of other players, and will we get any more in? That is the most important thing. We've been looking at a left back, and we've been looking at for a goalkeeper. Getting to this stage of the window and still looking for a goalkeeper is quite disappointing as far as I'm personally concerned. But there is some good news today. There is some good news. And that's Celtic are bringing out a new top again. Another top. And I'm wearing this in remembrance of the 1967 team that won the European Cup. Yes, the modern day Champions League. And we are in it. And Sevco aren't. But less is said about them, the better. Celtic, they are delighted to reveal a very special limited edition Adidas Celtic jersey to mark 120 years of the Hoops. It's a celebration of the iconic green and white jersey. It is a bit expensive if you ask me. It goes on sale on the 8th of September. It is a cracking top. And it's probably better than the first team top just now. And I don't know why Celtic didn't just run with that as the first team top this season, because that would have sold in an absolute abundance. But they have got this deal with Adidas, and when you look at it, Celtic wore the Hoops for the first time on the 15th of August 1903. 1903, Jesus. I wonder if there's any Celtic fans still alive from around then. I doubt that. But you never know. There might be one somewhere around the world. Billy McNeil obviously lifted the European Cup, which I'm wearing this top, the European Cup top, remembering that. And it was a fantastic time. And last night we did get a little bit excited on the channel with regards to the draw. Personally, I thought it was a fantastic draw. There were some groups of absolute death, and it's usually Celtic would get one of those groups. So the excitement yesterday when we got the group that we did get was just, some might say a little tad over the top, but it was fantastic. It was brilliant, absolutely buzzing to be. This is where you want to be playing. You want to be playing in the Champions League. Anyway, today is the Champions League is taking care of itself. Today is all about transfer deadline day. If you want to buy the new Celtic top, you go to CelticFC.com. It is priced at £70. £70 for a limited edition top. That will sell like that. Celtic know it. And it's also going to be in store in JD Sports It's not going to be that limited then if it's in JD Sports. They should have dealt with it direct. Right, there's not a lot of other Celtic news kicking about this morning. Obviously, the big news, breaking news this morning, is that Celtic have no desire to sell Matt O'Reilly whatsoever. The Celtic hold all the aces as far as they're concerned with the player. The player doesn't want to go. He wants to play in the Champions League. He's still got 3 years left on his contract. You know, we don't have to sell him. We can sell him in a year or so's time. And I think Matt O'Reilly will be one that gets an extended contract, purely just protect their assets. Celtic, and a lot of people are probably going to jump on this and say, sell him. Take 15 million and sell him. Get him rid of him. He's only a young player, you have to remember. He probably has a lot of room to try and improve. And let's face it, when you've got somebody that's just a couple of years older, Haksabanovic, that's spitting the dummy out, that's the type of players that you don't want at Celtic. You want players that want to be here. You know, a bit like our big defender that came in last night from Liverpool. He wanted to come to Celtic when he found out Celtic were there. He had other options, but as soon as Celtic come knocking, you know, there's not many people turn us down. Anyway, will there be a new goalkeeper? Will there be a left back? Or will it be a deadline day that's going to be a bit boring and we're going to sit around wondering, is anything going to happen? There will be updates during the day. There will be a live this evening. There will be a transfer deadline day evening live. I'm not sure what time it will be at because there's a couple of personal issues that I need to take care of before then, late afternoon. So it will be after 7 o'clock UK time. So it'll be around about 8, probably about 8 p.m. But keep an eye on the community tab on the YouTube channel and I'll post it up there. And I'll just keep a lookout for the live events, because as soon as I'm back home, I will get the live event up and sorted. Looking to see if there's any other news. There's not a lot about this morning. You know, the fact that Haksabanovic was going to go to Greece, it looks like Stoke City. Now, I'm no kidding. To be fair, the guy doesn't want to be at Celtic, but he thinks he's a player that should be up at this level, and he's now going to Stoke City. I mean, what a climb down. You know, if we're going to possibly playing in the Champions League, to spit in your dummy out, he could have been in the squad for the Champions League. He would have been on the bench. He would have got game time in the Champions League. But he spat his dummy out, and he's now looking like he's going to go to Stoke City. There seems to be a bit of state of play still for the young Van Hooijdonk. I'm not sure about that one personally. When you see how disruptive they've been at he's been at his last club, and his dad getting involved, Big Pierre. And Big Pierre, let's face it, was a bit disruptive at Celtic when he was here also, and that's why he was basically sold. That's nothing new about the Podence deal. I don't think that's going to happen now. I don't think the Podence one will happen. I think that we've got that. We've got Lewis in, so I think that'll do Celtic for that position. So tell me your thoughts in the comments. Keep an eye out. There might be another video drops this afternoon. If not, I shall see you on the live this evening. And I'm sure it will just be just as much fun as last night's one. And that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up.